from the files of drnishab.blogspot.com. Pearls and Jam, Sunday, January 22nd, 2017. Just Visiting, Part 2. Friends, Datuk and Tan Sri. In a well-known tradition, our Nabi stated that one way to ensuring a good ending, that is Husnul Khatimah, is to remember and ponder about death a lot and to read the Quran on a daily basis. I am a relative ignoramus with respect to understanding and living the Quran, let alone reading it on a regular basis or khataming it even on a monthly basis, reading it with tajweed. I read the Quran like a new mu'allaf, even at this fairly advanced age of 10, and my understanding of Arabic is limited to just min aina anta. But I can count myself lucky and blessed, married to a profession that reminds me of death most of the day. Every patient that passes my door daily, I have trained myself to analyze mentally what is the chance of this chap dying a sudden cardiac death. A bad habit of mine born out to 32 years of cardiological practice. A bad one indeed, no doubt, to the unschooled mind, but a good one to me, since somehow that state of mind emits echoes that somehow got reflected back on myself. And at the end of the day, this helped to keep me firmly grounded on a daily basis. Allahumma ya mukallibal qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Allahumma ya mukallibal qulub, thabbit qalbi ala ta'atik. O Allah, the one who changes heart, firm my heart on your deen. O Allah, the one who changes heart, firm my heart in your obedience. Just last month, while attending a cardiological seminar in London, organized by the British Cardiovascular Interventional Society, I visited Fred, a fellow registrar with me at St. Mary's Hospital, Pitt Street, during those wild, dizzying London days in the early 80s, just post-flower power of the 70s and the Paul Remo Review Bar fame in Soho, etc. and etc. and etc. Dr. Fred had terminal advanced colorectal cancer that has metastasized to all over his bedridden bodies, including the lung. He lay breathless in a palliative ward at Royal Marsden Hospital at Fulham Road. I noticed an unopened Abdullah Yusuf Ali's translation of the Holy Quran on the side table. Oh my God, great, I thought to myself loudly. After all these years of relative monologue from me via Pearls and Jam and the tafsirquran.blogspot.com, he has somehow succumbed to me. How are you, Fred? Was my preamble. Shit, very shit. I'm breathless even on O2. No, Fred, you are very okay. I see you have Islam. How long now? What is the name, if I may ask? Just 2 years, Nick. No, I'm still single. The last job at Hammersmith, I nearly found someone. A Belgian fellow in hematology, one of my postgrad students. Then I got seriously infected with Islam. She left me. She said she was allergic to sleeping with terrorists. It is the best infection in the world, Fred. I hope I am partly instrumental in your reversion. She lost a good man there. After a few minutes of niceties, I went straight to the jugular, which was the purpose of my visit anyway. Fred, you are very okay. Death is frightening indeed for all our patients, even for us doctors. But we have to look from another perspective. When you have Islam, especially for you new revert, you have made it. For guys like me born into the Ugama, I have a lot of excess baggage to answer to. For guys like you, it is as if you are traveling on Ryanair, just you and your hand luggage. That is just a change of address. You are going to better address. And I say this with all sincerity and seriousness. It's not a cliche. Inshallah, I'm serious. You, of all people, are the lucky selected ones. You could have gone on being a kuffar, and that is not difficult in UK or Europe, even now in Malaysia. But you have chosen Islam at the 11th hour, and that is not an accident. It is a gift, a special invitation, a special gift for you. That day, I did not leave Fred empty-handed. He is a new Muslim, a new mu'alaf. 2 years in Islam is not a long time. I needed to make sure he get educated. We talk about tahajjud, about praying and continuous zikrullah, about zikir using Asma al-Husna and Asma'ul Azam, about tawbat and tawbat prayer, and about tasbih, especially tasbih prayer, an excellent sin expiation prayer, and about salawat to the Nabi, especially more about salawat to the Nabi. Fred, visit me at Pearls and Gem when they think you are fit enough for discharge. I'm sure you can remember Doc Sabri, that elderly gentleman, the consultant neurologist I introduced to you in KL 5 years ago when you visited me at my hospital. Well, he has gone now to meet his Lord. I miss him dearly, a great friend and mentor. I wrote a blog on him, titled A Long Prescription for a Friend. In it, there are more advice about what to do. Go and read about it. After a long pause, Fred said, "You know, Nick, this Hajj season, if I can, I want to do Hajj. I know I may die there." I knew in his current state, his chances of making it beyond July, the Hajj season this year, is just about 50-50. And I knew that he knows that I know, but this was better off left unspoken. It is great privilege to die in Mecca during Hajj season. That is my ambition as well, Fred. Imagine 2 million souls and a couple of million angels praying for you. I pray, inshallah, you'll get to do that, get to do your Hajj. As I walk to the underground tube station at Pulham Road, I cannot help but remember a short conversation I had with the lady professor back home in Kuala Lumpur, also a cancer patient a year ago. In another article in the blog, Truncated Life, I wrote to her, "Life is a series of goodbyes. First, you say goodbye to your parents, oftentimes brothers and sisters, rather prematurely. Then to a series of friends and relatives. Then to your acute faculties, slowly and slowly. Then it is time for you yourself to go. That is the Freudian, Schopenhauer, and Hegelian perspective. Your whole universe revolves around you, and when you are not there, the universe disappears. Rather depressing indeed. The true Muslim perspective is brighter. With the proviso, you do your prior homework here in this dunya. It is a change of address. And if you want a Damansara high address in the next world, you have to work harder in this world. It is as simple as that. You have to know who the CEO of the universe is. It is not Obama, Donald Trump, Najib Razak, or the Agung. It is He and He alone. It is He alone you worship, and He alone you ask for help. Full stop. I was exposed to death early. My dad died when I was 9. My sister, 4 years younger than me, left me when she just turned 22. A brilliant and artistic young lady, an economics graduate. I took some 20 years to recover from that loss due to my relative lack of my agama. My state of non-radar lingered. I must admit frankly that most doctors are quite bad at handling death and near death in our patients. Our training, at least during my time, is 100% secular, and I don't think there has been any great shift in the curriculum with respect to this important issue. We are supposed to educate our patients and their anxious relatives when deaths are impending, but oftentimes and most, the younger consultants and specialists will not discuss the issue to the point even when someone already had their body riddled with cancer. Some even went on to do major brain surgery to remove a spread. That I find is ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. But having said that, there are instances when close relatives can be a pain in the neck. When you throw in the towel, they accuse you of euthanasia. I had the unfortunate experience some 15 years ago of managing an elderly woman in her late 60s who had been in coma for over 5 years and admitted to our hospital for severe fulminating pneumonia. I broached the sensitive subject of letting her go without aggressive treatment anymore and was summarily sacked on the spot by the son. In another incident, a corporate top gun came in with massive heart attack and hemorrhagic stroke at the same time. He was obviously on his death throes. I called the family to do their Yasin bit in the CCU. He died shortly after. Everything went well, I thought, until I got a lawyer's letter on my desk 4 days later, asking me to explain why I used some inappropriate language to the Datin. I observed some Muslim families behave badly around the death of their loved one, and this bad behavior is directly proportional to the paycheck they bring home each month when they are alive. Not always, but mostly so. Inversely proportional to the paycheck they bring home each month when they are alive. On the other hand, the down and out, when it's time for them to go, there is no excessive fanfare. I have one busy experience with an Indonesian immigrant several years back, which I'd like to share with you guys here in another article called Just Visiting. It was penned in 2013, November. And lastly, if any of you guys have the delusion or rather the illusion of being able to say the Shahada easily during your death throes, you can forget it. In my statistic, which I collect over 40 years of attending to the date and the near date, statistically it is less than 0.2%. It was penned in another article which I wrote in the drnisak.blogspot.com and in May 2008, titled Some More Random Thoughts on Death. Except with the proviso, you start right now practicing in earnest the art of trying to be in continuous zikrullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. The real meaning of it in your hearts of heart. No reverence to his other creatures or creation, just reverence to him. It's not too late to start, my dear friends, Datuk and Tan Sri. Postscript. I received news from friends in the UK that my good friend Fred passed away at Royal Marsden Hospital, London, just about 2 weeks after my visit. May his soul be accepted among the accepted. Ameen. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim.